Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm doing a very simplistic watercolor landscape piece, and if you hear my door banging, I am so sorry. So the first thing I do, there's a lot of wind and I can't do anything to stop the door from doing the bang bang thing. So first I start layering a layer of water and then just kind of plop my colors on there and leave it to do. I manipulate it a little bit and then I just kind of leave it to kind of fall where it wants. I do clean up the edges a little bit just to make sure I stop any water from pooling too much, because otherwise it seeps through to the page in the back, and I've got a piece I still want to work on in the back, so it's just like checking to make sure it was doing okay. So I'm starting off with like the first little bits of it and the sky. So I just decided on some blues, same blue I used for the mountain, some peachy pink, a bit more of a pink. For some reason my red wasn't rating. That's the red. It's not rating, but I decided to add it anyway, and some oranges to almost create a sunset over the mountainscape. Just cleaned up any water pooling I found and made the sun a little bit more sunny and round. Depending on your style, you can leave it as is or just kind of play around with it until you're happy. I decided to add another layer of blue just to get that layer in there nicely. And then I was impatiently sitting tapping my foot waiting for this to dry. It didn't wait for long though. You guys are going to see what I'm going to do now. My tape didn't want to work again. I was just staring at it like, dare to lift again. It dared to lift again, and I just stuck it down again. Anyway, so I waited for those layers to dry nicely, and then decided to go in and do our foreground. I used like 3 different shades of green there just to get the flowiness I like. Clean up the edges a little bit, and then I went on to the more background mountains. So for this sort of painting, you just basically want to focus on doing big blobs of color. Well, that's how I do it anyway. I'm just sharing how I do mine if you want to paint along. So I make the background mountains much lighter because they're closer to the sunny area. Now the fun begins. Well, for me this was a bit more fun than the base layer. I always call it the skeleton. So I started adding my very green trees. I think I did 3 of them. No, 4. Yeah, 4. Started to add some yellow in there just to make it pop a little bit more. And then I didn't want to wait anymore, so I pulled out my glue gun. My hot air gun thing, and just dried the page up so we can continue without waiting. I pulled out my nicer blue and just laid it on top of that mountain. Just to make it stand out to the foreground a little bit more. Anybody can do this. It takes a bit of practice. You can do this more than once. You can do any sort of mountainscape you want. These are really fun and loose practices just to kind of have a bit of fun with your watercolors. I decided to add more trees, a little bit of a darker tone, more black at the top, fading down. Just a couple of them. If you like these sorts of videos, please consider liking and subscribing. My channel is full of art videos and some gaming videos. And I would honestly really appreciate it. I decided to add a couple of background trees there, kind of fading away. And then, yeah. So, in itself, as my daughter, she wanted to feel how hot the paper got. So, um, I did another layer on the tree. So, you can just keep adding your layers and building and building and building on this until you're happy with your watercolor piece. And I couldn't just leave it like that. Like, I have to go in and make it more my style. So I just grabbed my gel pen and decided to add my little doodly lines everywhere. You don't have to do this. You can keep your watercolor piece exactly the way you want it, and if you want to add some random stuff, you can add some random stuff. I wanted to add some random stuff. So I added a couple of UFOs, a couple of birdies, some grassy textures, and of course a little itty bitty cottage in the middle of nowhere. And then I sat and stared at it and wondered what else I can add. I did decide to line the piece because I absolutely cannot go without lining a piece. It's my weakness, it needs to have lines. And then I decided to just add a couple of doodles with the advice of my small human, and she said she wanted a monster bunny in the woods, and that's what the UFOs are hunting. But they cannot see him because he blends into everything. Which I thought was a really cute add-on. And then she suggested a little playground in the foreground there, in the middle of nowhere, so that is what we did. A tube, a swing set, and a slide. And then she wanted a pretty big gift for the bunny in the corner, so that is what we did. I think it's adorable. It's definitely not what I would have gone with, and it definitely brings a little bit extra to this piece. Decided to add a couple of more white highlights everywhere into the trees, into the little house, and then we decided on a hot air balloon as well. Just because, why not? And that is the final result of my little watercolor doodle for the day. Monster bunny, aliens, adventure, and home. I'm very happy with how this piece turned out, and I hope you guys had fun painting along with me. If you did, please consider liking and subscribing, because I'm going to do a couple of more of these sunsets with a bunch of random stuff added to it at a last minute kind of deal. It's definitely fun and a way to loosen up before you start any project, and it makes for a very nice page in your sketchbook as well. I think it's adorable and definitely worth it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see more art videos, there's a lot on my channel, and I'm going to be doing a children's book series pretty soon. I'm just finishing up the pages and I still need to paint them, but as soon as all the videos are ready, I'm going to start scheduling them, and they will be uploaded periodically on my channel as well. So if you want to see that, you know what to do. Have a lovely day, and leave a comment what your favorite random thing is to add to your drawings, because I definitely think I want to make this a series. Just add a bunch of random stuff to a watercolor sunset or any sort of drawing. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Thank you. Bye.